So as I was explaining earlier, the property bar changes to whatever tools you are using. For example, when I go to the ellipse tool, the property bar changes to that of a circle, and when I am using a rectangle tool, the property bar changes to that of a circle. So no long story on that. So after the text, so back to what was I was explaining. After the text tool, we don't need this, but now to drop shadow tool. So under the drop shadow tool, as just as the name implies, I can use it to give shadows to any object or shape I have. For example, this square, I can give it um I can give it shadows to any direction I want just by dragging my mouse cursor from the shape or object I want to give the shadow to where I want the shadows to be located. No long story on the okay. Also on the shadow too, I can give it any color I want. For example, this shadow is black. All shadows are actually black. I can give it red, blue, and so on. Also, I can increase how transparent the shadows are. As you can see here, they are becoming more opaque. So I can also increase how blurry my shadow becomes. For example, by using the shadow feathering. So if I increase this, the shadow becomes too blurry that you can't notice where the shadows are ending. When I'm reducing it, you can see where this shadow. For example, when I take them to zero, when I take it to zero, you can actually see where the shadows is ending. When I increase it to 100, you cannot actually locate where the end of this shadow is. Um, so now after the drop shadow tool, you have the transparency tool. The transparency tool is to make an object transparent. So this object, for example, I can make it transparent in different ways. For example, I can make it transparent uniformly by using this first icon, which is uniform transparency. And you should be able, I don't need to explain what uniform transparency is to you guys. So after that, we have the fountain transparency. The fountain transparency can give you transparency in different directions. For example, the fountain transparency can give you transparency in different directions. The first one we have is the linear transparency. That gives transparency in a straight line. That means one side of the object or image will not be transparent as the other end. Just as this um just as this as you can see. So we have more type of transparency. I'm only going to explain. We have more on type of transparency. I'm only going to explain one more because you don't need the rest as a beginner encouragement. So now we have the eclipse content transparency. Some versions of Corel Draw is written as radial transparency. Now I think you'll be able to understand when I say radial transparency because radial means circular, and so therefore the transparency is going to be in a circular way. That means from wherever I set this to be the center, the transparency will continue to evenly reduce in a circular way until it gets to the side. So that's all I'm going to explain on transparency. And now, after transparency, we have the color eyedropper. The color eyedropper helps you to pick color from an object or a shape. For example, sometimes, sometimes when let me show you an example. As you can see this object, if I want to pick a color from this object to give to this square I have drawn here, but I cannot actually say what color they are. By the color eyedropper tool, I can I can select the actual color I want, and as you can see, it gives me a color code. So by the time I click on this color, now it changes to like a bucket. So I pour it on the shape I want to give a color. So now let me bring more shapes to explain to you guys. So you can see that this is a table. Now if I want to make a design to make this square in color, to make the color blend with the eyedrop color eyedropper tool, I'll click on which color I want and then click on the object I want to give the color. As you can see, the color is now blending with it. So the next tool is the interactive fill tool. The interactive fill tool has similar features with that of the transparency tool. Just the interactive fill tool does not make the object transparent, but give the object multi colors. For example, if you remember in transparency tool where I showed that one side will be transparent while the other side will be opaque. Just like the interactive tool, I can also give it uniform fill. That is give a color, give a shape single color uniformly. Or the next one, the fountain fill, just like the transparency tool, it will give one side to be a color and the other side I can pick any other colors to give to this shape. As you can see, I've given this side like a magenta color and given the other side a cyan color, which gives like a gradient. So you can see the magenta slowly changing into cyan until it completely becomes cyan. So under the interactive feature, we have the elliptical fountain tool. So now, as you can see here, it's the cyan color is actually being spread into magenta in a circular way, just as you can see here. So the I can adjust how wide I want it to go before it completely changes into the cyan by as you can see what I am doing here. So by adjusting this, I can reduce or increase how much I want the color in the center to spread before it becomes the other color. So that's all for today. Those are just the basic tools you need when you want to use Corel Draw. So, but as time goes on, I will expose you to some other tools that you need. So to wait for the next video, if you want to do tutorial on CorelDRAW, by this part you see where window is written. You click on it and then oh sorry, not that part. Um help where help is written and then you go to um oh okay, I don't think it's this side. I'll let you know that later.